Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. So this will be the slightly longer video that links to the short one that I mentioned about training. So we'll get into it shortly. This applies more, I suppose, if you're in Wales, but if you're, you always look if there's an equivalent in your country as well. As always, if you can like, comment, and subscribe if you're enjoying the content. Turn on notifications and what have you. Yeah, so I just came across this where effectively, if you're looking for some kind of part-time flexible training that you can do, as well as your regular work. So whether this is because want to, I suppose, uh, specialize more in what you already do, or whether you're just interested in other topics and just want to have a look at those, or whatever it might be, just out of interest in different topics, or you're looking to go into a new job route. Effectively, you can get some free or subsidized training, and it's you can kind of find it all through kind of Careers Wales, and basically there's like a training section where you can navigate it to. And you can look at kind of what courses are included and where they're provided. So it kind of splits it into, like North Wales, Southwest, Southwest, etc. And you can look at kind of what kind of colleges or providers provide what courses, and then you can kind of go to each of those providers. So, you can go to the colleges and see, what availability do they have with them. A lot of them are quite flexible, so they're like, a couple of hours, 1 day a week for 10 weeks, or that kind of thing. And, a lot of them have potentially like an exam at the end, but then you'll get some kind of level of qualification. And I suppose I was just quite surprised that they're quite like well regarded courses, and that obviously that they're going to be free or subsidized, where you'd normally expect to pay a fair amount for these. So yes, it's just if it's relevant to your work, relevant to what you want to do, or just just out of interest, I suppose you could look at these. There are some earnings limits on certain ones. So there's some like waste management ones. There's some, various different types of ones. There's ones on like doing MOTs or like fitting renewables, that kind of stuff. And some of those have basically, if you earn above the what I think they call the medium wage, which is about £30,000. I don't think they're available, or maybe you have to pay more on those. But there are some, so like in the green sector, for example, they waive that limit. So I suppose it's just there's if you're interested in working in that sector, already work in that sector, or just kind of want to increase your knowledge, that would be something to look at, because those price caps don't apply. You'd have to check with the individual provider on what that would look like in terms of, what you have to do, how much it's going to cost, and what you get at the end. Because obviously, I suppose you want a relatively recognized course to do, but these are all relatively short term. The ones I saw were, you're talking several weeks, 10 weeks, that kind of time range. So you can also look into things like actual degrees or what have you part time, but that's kind of I suppose a separate matter to this, but it's all on the same kind of landing page with Careers Wales. So if you're looking, I suppose, at any further education, so whether you do have money for this, don't have money for this, I'd recommend having a look at there, just because it might be that you can get funded options for these. And sometimes they're time sensitive, so it's best to look before the funding goes or gets used up or what have you. Yeah, so if of interest, take a look, and other countries probably have equivalents to this type of stuff, so it'd be worth having a look. If you're struggling to find these, let me know in the comments, and I'll see if I can give a bit more information.